76ers basketball is being brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealers. It is time now for the Good Times play, being brought to you by Dietz and Watson.
A little bit of defense leading to great offense. Joel with the block against Trey Young and leading to Ben Simmons' run out. Funky rhythm to that first half. Both teams well under 50 points.
Correction, he took 6 shots, but that's still a low number for him. As we check out the Virtua Health report tonight, Giannis Antetokounmpo placed in NBA concussion protocol, not playing tonight against the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors hosting the Sixers tomorrow. Kawhi Leonard not playing in that game either. He is resting, and we expect he'll be available tomorrow when the Sixers take on the Raptors. And we'll have it for you at first half. Just 1 of 7 for the floor. So Lloyd Pierce, first-year head coach, going to him. And as usual, J.J. Redick getting a start here to begin the second half. Well, and beat and slam for 2 for JoJo, his 3rd assist.
Good start for the 3rd quarter. Getting more than one guy involved.
Trey Young and Kent Bazemore in the Atlanta backcourt. Len in the middle. Vince Carter free. That gives the Sixers 14 to shoot again. And he'll continue his business at the line.
It's a nice post move. Ben just showing some patience. Focus on that right foot. That foot is planted in like a root into the ground. Ben able to turn, keep that pivot foot down, and knock it down.
Simmons, the first Sixer in double figures with 10. Comes in averaging just under 13. That's 4th best on the team. 56% free throw shooter. Lloyd Pierce served his time as an assistant with some other teams as well as the Sixers, Memphis, Golden State, Cleveland. A hard worker who deserves this opportunity. And a Sixer foul on Simmons. 2 on him and the first on the team.
Brad Stevens before quitting that, becoming the assistant coach, really the traveling assistant coach for the Butler Bulldogs.
Went downstairs just outside the hotel for a Starbucks at like 5:30 in the morning, and Lloyd was already there with his laptop scouting that night's game.
So does that say more about you or more about him?
It says less about me and more about him. I'll tell you what, he has been double teaming, meaning Pierce. He's been double teaming Joel more than we've seen so far this year, and it succeeded there. He gets the turnover.
And in a lot of different ways. He's pouncing on the catch. Sometimes it's on the pass. Sometimes they don't come at all, allowing Joel to just think about it a little bit. Nice pass.
Yeah, indeed. Young connecting with Carter. So, you know, I'm looking at it here. Trey Young is 20. Vince Carter is 41. 21 years in the league. So when he was a rookie, Trey Young was a twinkle in somebody's eye.
All right.
And think about that.
It's remarkable. There's no world.
Oh, and by the way, he just took a charge.
Well, he doesn't look worn down. He doesn't look aged. He certainly doesn't look like he's got a lot of miles on his tires. And how about the lateral movement there? Beats JJ to the spot.
He ties Robert Parrish, Kevin Willis, Kevin Garnett for the most seasons in NBA history at 21. As Len slams for 2. And the Hawks, a pesky bunch tonight. It's a 1-point game.
And you don't see high flyers play 21 years. Usually it's a lot of big guys, ground-bound guys who are lucky to take care of themselves, as Ben scores 2 off of a nice pass from Joel.
So what does that tell you about Vince Carter if he's still playing?
I think you touched on it first, partner. Genes. It has to start with the blessing that God gives you of good genes, and then he does what he is supposed to do by taking care of it. Look at the nice on-ball defense there from Ben Simmons on Prince. Embiid.
Found a Prince, that charge hitting the deck hard. Prince, their leading scorer on the season, really struggled in the first half. It's Young for 3. And Simmons has it for the Sixers. Nice spot of Covington, who throws it down. The 5th assist of the game for Simmons. And a time they want indeed as the Sixers now go up 5 after the Covington fast break dunk.
Well, we talked about
Step.
For season tickets for next year, access to
was in transition. How about that pass up ahead? We've talked about
Coach Billy Lang at the half, and they said they can't get down on themselves defensively just because they're not making shots. He's looking at the transition baskets, the second chance points. But hey, Mark and Alla, when you look at it and you've got double teaming and triple teaming going on, these guys just got to make their shots.
No doubt. That's a great point. And another point that Serena made in paraphrasing Billy Lang, who is in charge of the defense. You know, you can't stop playing defense because you're missing shots, but as a coach, you hope the defense comes first.
well, and it's human nature too to be all of a sudden you start feeling better about it. It is.
We'll get one more.
Maury
Spellman played solidly, the rookie from Villanova in the first half, along with reserve center Dwayne Dedman. It's Carter taking a break, along with starting center Alex Len. Simmons hits a pair. He is 3 for 3 from the stripe. Simmons now with 9 of his 15 here in the quarter. The Sixers right now lead by 7. It is their largest advantage. That's Embiid off the Bazemore miss. Saric. Dario Saric really needed that. Simmons the good spot. He was 0 for 7 before the layup.
And sometimes when your jumper's not clicking, you've got to find other ways. And what coaches will tell you, get to the free throw line or get a layup. Dario that time running. Getting easy too. Pull it back. You're not going to be able to take both. Smart.
The Bazemore miss. Saric. I was 2 for 9 before that. is time now for the Metro by T-Mobile Unlimited Performance with the Hawks' Trey Young among the, in fact, he is the leading scorer among rookies in the NBA.
You can see the numbers there. Struggling here tonight. 3 of 8 shooting, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Mark, check that. 7 points. As we take a look at Trey Young in action early. The thing about him is, like in Oklahoma, he's a streaky shooter. But when he gets hot, it really doesn't matter where he is on the floor. So you've got to know where he is at all times. Trey Young, first time in Philadelphia. He'd rather forget it.
Comes in second. On the team in scoring, averaging just under 20 already with a 35-point, 11-assist game to his credit. That is Spellman on the follow. Mari Spellman's played well tonight off the bench.
Using that beef. Doesn't mind mixing it up. Actually has an advantage when he's going up against Dario a little bit bigger.
DeAndre Bembry of St. Joseph's come on. It's Ben Simmons. It has been his quarter. Ben with another bucket. 11 of 17 in the period. In fact, he has accounted for all the Sixer points in the third quarter, assisting on the 3 other buckets. Covington for 3. We approach the halfway point of the third. Kevin Huerter, looking from Maryland, number 3, first time in the second half. Redick.
Denton really just playing with fire there. Makes J.J. daring him to shoot that.
Lower bowl. They're on sale now. Get me one too while you're out.
I will totally grab you one.
My man.
Action moments ago, Ben with the slithery slip inside the lane. Try saying that a couple times. Slithery
Go ahead.
Nice little putback. I hate to take, I don't want to seem like I'm taking any credit away from that, but when you do shoot it in the lane, you are the first one to know it's missing. You know what I mean?
Sixers here locking all windows and doors. The shot clock violation against some order here as he sees the Sixers getting some separation. The veteran Carter will come in just a moment.
Help protect what's most important. With our family of
scoring list now taking aim at the late great Wilt Chamberlain and Greg Popovich the other night against the Lakers, his 1200th career victory. Now the national team coach Greg Popovich.
Now, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, is Hugh Jackson really your problem? I ask you.
Well, if you're a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, is Tyronn Lue your problem?
Again?
Yeah.
I think that's a great question. I mean, if it's good enough for the King and the King leaves, he all of a sudden is diminished in stature. I'm very confused by this.
Well, it's the old cliche, hired to be fired. Coaches know it when they are hired. And
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, you look. Bazemore giving up his body again. Joel ad-libbing, trying to play playmaker. I don't know. It looked like Bazemore was kind of moving a little there. It didn't look like he was planted at all.
Joel, his third personal foul.
No, you can move a little, but he didn't look like he was in a defensive stand.
Markelle Fultz.
Rated everyone.
Hits the three, and that's that.
And the crowd wanted him to shoot as soon as he got it. Sure, there was a post-up for Joel, and he was calling for it. But defenders are playing off of him. Make them pay.
Ken Bazemore claiming that he was fouled at the other end as he drills the three. By the way, Fultz now 4 of 9 from beyond the arc on the young season. Indeed, Embiid dropping one on to Landry Shamet, who connects. Embiid, by the way, his 6th assist of the game.
Mark, we talked about the man with the ball in his hand, Bazemore. When he gets going, you've got to keep an eye on him. He's hot right now, and it looks like Atlanta may play through him a couple trips down.
That's the rookie Kevin Huerter throwing it away, intending it for Plumlee.
Huerter hurting them with that pass. Take a look at that high-low. No high-low. Huerter late to get out. See how Markel's loving that, taking it in stride.
The fans as well, as Fultz now with 9, 4 of 10 from the floor. The Sixer lead at 14 with 2 and change to go here in the third.
So flex cut, JJ looking for him. Shamet, Landry's got to give it a second.
While they were paying attention to Redick, Embiid snuck behind everybody, but unable to finish, unable to make the catch. There's Young denied by Mike Muscala, the one-time Hawk.
Rim protection, Joel not there, Mike is.
Whoa! Fultz cramming that one through. And they're all at Wells Fargo Center.
Surprising a few people. We know about the elevation. Ooh, it's a punch.
Sixers by 16 now for the first time. Redick thinking about a 3. Embiid got it.
No timeout from Lloyd Pierce. He's electing to have his guys play through this rough patch, a la Phil Jackson, but he had Michael and Scotty. Real different.
Quote Rick Pitino, they're not walking through the door anytime soon. Play here in the third.
Go at him, big fella. He's looking at this right now. I like it.
Embiid gave it up. And now the shot clock is unplugged. If Atlanta gets it back, the Sixers would have the foul to give. And the fans, knowing this game was tied at 47, applaud the Sixer efforts here in the third.
31-13 effort thus far in this period. Sixers on both ends. Foul. No foul.
These are the Thompsons, Henry and Michael. This is their garden. These are the stairs Henry couldn't climb. This is Henry's heart surgery scar, and this is how he's dealing with it. This is how long it took Henry to come home. And thanks to Lankenau Heart Institute, this...
at halftime. And Serena Winters, it's the Philadelphia 76ers, but they have fans all over the place.
Well, I was on the hunt to find these guys because they traveled, like you see it there, 12,736 kilometers. These are 5 guys who came from India. They came back in 2015 as well. They are huge fans, said that they trust the process. They love what Philly is all about. Spent about $15,000, they think, guys. To come all the way out here. Got to give it up to them.
Oh, no question.
15,000. I mean, the only redeeming quality is when you think about the mileage that they're collecting on their next tickets. What is it? 7,913.7835 miles.
So it's about 8,000 miles, give or take.
Yeah, a shade or two under 8,000 miles. Collect that, put that into your account.
At one of those once-in-a-lifetime trips. Along with Serena Winters, Salah Abdelnaby, Mark Zumab tonight, NBC Sports Philadelphia, the place. And many, many folks all around streaming on the new My Teams app. Sixers here in the fourth. Redick trying to unleash a 3. Rebound taken by Villanova's Amari Spellman. It's Trey Young on the floor, quarterbacking things. Along with this guy, Andre Bembry, Torian Prince out there with Amari Spellman and Dwayne Dedman in the middle. That's Shamet trying to tie up Prince, and they're going to call a foul on the rookie Landry Shamet.
All right, so the question here. Here is who dips their shoulder first. Is it Prince? It looks to me like it's Prince with that right arm. Little push-off action. That's what makes Landry upset.
Oh, Prince the veteran, Landry the rookie. Maybe that enters into it.
Exactly right, brother. That's a vet move right there by Prince.
Young and the Hawks only 5 to shoot. Ooh, boy, did he go between the legs of Embiid? It sure looked it. From here, and he found Dedman. Through the wickets goes Trey Young.
If we were in English football, that'd be a nutmeg. Nice little pass with Joel, doing what Joel's supposed to do, getting to a nice wide stance. Unfortunately, there's a lot of room between those twigs.
Or in hockey, it's the 5-hole. Prince, and they're crashing into him. Markelle Fultz. It is time now for the Buick drive. The game.
So I think we know what it's going to be. Nice little in between the legs pass from Young to Dedman. That's your Buick driving the game.
Dwayne Dedman had a couple of 10 days with the Sixers back in 2013-14, but that's all he needed to prove to himself he could play in the league, and he has. A late bloomer. Now at his 6th season out of University of Southern California.
Dedman on March 16th, March 20, 2018. Yeah, 2018 had 15 points and 15 rebounds in a 99-94 win over the Utah Jazz. And I say that because Rudy Gobert was in the lineup. Pretty impressive.
No doubt. Shamet giving way to Robert Covington. Torian Prince who ironically was a draft pick of the Utah Jazz back in 2016. Embiid, who struggled tonight, there's the double team. He's seen it all night long, trying to fight through it, and a whistle. And Joel will look to earn his 2 at the line. It is time now for the Taco Bell take.
Seventh player in NBA history with 2,000, 1,000 boards, and 200 blocks in his first 100 career games. And look at the Duncan, O'Neal, Mourning, Robinson, Olajuwon, and Sampson. All, if not Hall of Famers, soon to be Hall of Famers. Pretty cool list.
Yeah, they're all in the Hall of Fame except Tim, and the clock is just ticking on that.
Yeah, we know that's happening. That's some rarefied air. But it also brings
one single game after 2 on the road, 3 on the road. Done very well. Another open jump shot. I'm really impressed.
It's a baby, yeah. Especially when you consider the experience or lack thereof.
It's just remarkable. Played soccer, played everything else. Team handball in Africa before coming over to the States late to the game. JJ a little bit earlier on, a nice pass ahead from Markelle. Not sure why the Atlanta defense is sinking into the lane when you have a guy like JJ Redick in the lineup. You're supposed to run to the line, not to the lane when you're covering a guy like him.
Redick, by the way, 4 of 11 from beyond. He's got 14 points. DeAndre Bembry. Giving way to Kent Bazemore. Dwayne Dedman missing from beyond. Sixers by 17. We are early in the fourth. Serena Winters, after that, remarks him off tonight. We're on NBC Sports Philadelphia. Streaming on the My Teams app. Fultz, a gorgeous move and finished. I mean, that was some pretty stuff en route to the hoop for Fultz, who has 13 points. Streaming on the My Teams app. Fultz, a gorgeous move and finished. I mean, that was some pretty stuff en route to the hoop for Fultz, who has 13 points that ties a season and career high.
You can see why he was picked #1 overall there. Enticing offensive ability. Dedman quieting the crowd.
Dedman, his first 3 of the game. There's Covington launching a 3.
Mass substitutions on the sideline ready to come in.
That is for the Sixers. Here's Redick. Muscala alone for 3, and down it goes for Mike Muscala, who has shot the ball very well tonight against his former team. He has 11 points. That's his high as a 76er. We have a timeout.
At Kia, we're bringing America's best value to you.
in total savings. Hurry, offers end October 31st.
From 2 to 6, $2 iced coffees are yours for the taking.
I'll see you at 2 o'clock.
I'll be there.
Time to check out the Nets' upcoming schedule. It's brought to you by Barclays Center. Home games against Detroit, Houston, and Philadelphia all coming up. So if you include the Golden State game from last night, that's 5 straight games in New York. This is a back-to-back. Richard, give us the perspective from a player. Did you see these as hurdles that you had to overcome?
Well, the back-to-back is not so much the travel. It's the fact that you had a game the night before. You have a Knicks team that was not happy, that were frustrated after their Golden State performance, and you probably had a Brooklyn team that was inspired by the way they played the last few minutes. But when we talk about back-to-back, sometimes it's travel, but also sometimes it's just playing another game. These games are so physical, they're so intense.